Hey guys, it's Amazingly Adrienne here, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I think I want to talk about what you should think about before becoming a flight attendant. I said I would make this video when I'm like only have one leg and I'm not tired, so I don't focus so much on the negative aspects sometimes, like I see a lot of people doing, and I feel like I would be clear and come with an open mind. So if you want to watch more on this video, stay tuned. So in my opinion, a lot of people feel like this job is so glamorous and it's not like hard work, but it really is, guys. And it has some glamorous moments to it, but mostly hard work. In my opinion now, it's a very physical job. It can be. Now, I've been a patient care technician and I've worked on the geriatric unit, and that's one of the most physical jobs I've ever worked in my life. I literally had to roll people twice the size that I am and change their diapers and stuff like that. Like, now that's a very physical job, and that doesn't compare anything to being a flight attendant, but it can be physical. You have to constantly and I mean physical in the aspect of you have to constantly, like, you could be swapping planes every leg. You could be pulling your luggage up and down steps. You don't get a whole lot of sleep sometimes. Sometimes you're in at 9 o'clock at night and you're back up at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning. So you have to be used to that aspect of this job. And two, what you have to think about before you become a flight attendant, in my opinion, is, let's see, one, like, if you have kids, you're away from your kids a lot. I'm away from my family a lot, and you just have to be okay with that. As far as being away from your family, I'm away from my family about, well, I only get, in my company, we only get 11 days off a month. And I don't know how it works for other people companies, but we only get 11 days off for a month. 4 of those days are, I think what I've said in another video before, are what they call golden days. And this day is where they can't touch you, and crew scheduling cannot, like, move around those days at all. Like, with your other days besides your golden days, crew scheduling can extend you on those days, or they can move a reserve day around, you know, to make it different. It just depends. So you have to be willing to be flexible enough to know that this job can be very demanding. I mean, when you've heard people tell you don't make plans, it's true, because things change so much in the aviation industry. You can have a full schedule and know what your day is like that whole day, but you can work one leg and your whole schedule changes. It just depends on the needs of the company, and you can have a whole different crew. It just depends. So you have to be just flexible and open-minded and know that it's nothing personal. Like, crew scheduling didn't say, oh, I'm going to switch around Flight Attendant Adrienne Asberry because I don't like her. No, it's nothing like that. It's just whatever the needs of the company for that day, it just so happened to be you. Second thing is, a lot of people claim before they get this job that they're a people person, but a lot of people really aren't people, if that makes sense. A lot of people tolerate people to a certain extent, but I can honestly say I've met a lot of people in the customer service industry that just tolerate people. I mean, I genuinely feel like that they don't have a love for people, and it really shows. So make sure that you really do have a passion for people and have a passion in talking to people, because people can see that you're fake from a mile away. Like your passengers can tell if you're being genuine with them and genuinely want to help them and genuinely want to answer their questions when they ask you things. That's another thing. make sure you are truly a people person, because this job will get real old real quick because you're around people 24/7 and you constantly have to be that help person. Because like for my company, we only have one flight attendant flight, so I can't decide to come to work and not be helpful because I'm the only person there. They can't ask the pilot questions. The pilot don't know anyway. So I have to be the person, and I have to be ready and willing to come to work and be on. Like, that's another thing. I feel like I have so many points about this whole topic, and I feel like I'm going to tangent, but y'all just bear with me. But that's another thing. You have to leave a lot of stuff at the door. It's a lot of stuff that goes on in my life every day that I think about, but I can't bring that to work with me. You have to know how to, not necessarily be fake or be a different person, but you have to know how to push those issues aside while you're at work and just be somebody that's willing and able to be helpful and just not have an attitude. It's a lot. And I think another point of this job is you have to be somebody that's not afraid to speak up for yourself, because a lot of, I ain't gonna say senior mamas, but a lot of people try you on this. A lot of people try you in this industry. They think just because you're new that you're stupid and you don't know what you're talking about. And then when you correct them on something, it's nah, they're all like nice to you, which is shade. But but at the same time, you have to learn how to be nice and nasty to people. You have to learn how to get your point across, but at the same time be respectful. So I've learned that. It's just a lot. I just really want people, I don't want to discourage people from becoming a flight attendant at all. I think this is one of the best decisions that I ever made in my life. But I do want people to know that it's not all glamorous. And it is glamorous sometimes. Like, I can talk about the glamorous aspects of it. You get to travel for free in the United States with my company anywhere. And like, it's so cheap to travel internationally. I was supposed to go to Dublin this month, but I think I'm gonna push it to November. And it's only $200 to go. So I mean, it's a lot of good aspects. You just have to have an open mind. And another thing, depending on what company you work for, really no matter what company you work for, you're gonna be broke your first year, and you're gonna have to learn how to budget your money. If you're really doing this for money, it's not really the career for you. And I know y'all have heard that over and over and over again, but it's so true. Like, the pay is not horrible, but I honestly think no matter what company you work for, flight attendants get way underpaid. Like, we have to deal with so much stuff, like, and I think for my company in general, because we're the only flight attendants, so we have to pretty much, like other companies, they have, you know, like more than one flight attendant flights, they have help and people that they can rely on. With me and my company, we it's just us, it's just me. So I'm literally having to do, like with my company, we still have to put up catering and stuff. So I'm literally have to order catering, put it up, check all my emergency equipment stuff. I'm just going down the list of everything that I have to do. I might miss some things, but whatever. So I have to order catering, put it up, check all my emergency equipment, go down my checklist. I have to make sure that not just the emergency equipment, but just checklists of everything that I have to do according to my company's standards. Then I have to make sure I have all my announcement book and like my cabin loading form and everything together. I have to make sure I have my flight attendant messages for the day. I have to make sure I have my preliminary report depending on every time I have a flight, to make sure, see if I have any wheelchairs, any special assist passengers, how many people is on the plane, how many infants, how many children, do we have any emotional support animals, service animals, things like that. I have to go through all that paperwork. And then I have to board the plane, doing pre-boarding process, boarding, making sure everybody has, making sure everyone's in the right place, because I've been on so many flights where we're going to freaking Memphis and you on the plane thinking you going to Albany. So I have to make sure you're in the right place. I have to make sure your seatbelt's fastened, all your personal articles. We have FAR, so they're Federal Aviation Regulations, and a lot of them, I mean all of them, you have to abide by, but it's just, you have to make sure that people's seatbelts are fastened, all their personal articles are under the seat or over the head. They don't have crutches hanging out in the middle of the aisle. They're not blocking the aisle, so if it's an emergency, you have to brief the emergency exit rows. Like, it's so much. I can go on and on and on. And a lot of companies have people, more than one flight attendant, and they all have designated duties, but with my company, all those designated duties are on me. So that's stressful too. And I just feel like with all the stuff that we do, we don't get paid enough for it, honestly. But hey, that's not my call. I still love my job so much. And I just want y'all to think about stuff like that. I want y'all to think about being away from y'all family, the pay, the emotional, physical, mental job this is, because a lot of times you're alone, so you're going to be by yourself a lot. Are you confident enough in yourself to be able to be by yourself for long periods of times without having a whole lot of people around you? Because that's important. Can you budget your money? You have to deal with rude passengers a lot. Not a whole lot, but it happens. Can you keep yourself together without you losing your job and going off on somebody? Like, are you professional enough to handle this? So that's all I want y'all to think about. I mean, this is an amazing job, but it does have some other aspects in it that I feel like people need to think about before they apply for this job. It's not all glamorous, but then again, it is. So thanks guys for watching this video. I know I was kind of rambling, but it doesn't matter. I love talking to y'all. So leave a comment, like, subscribe, and tell me what you think. Tell me what else you want me to talk about, and I will. Whether it's day, night, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Have a great night. Bye.